We have this book that's been written by Schwab, which is entitled The Great Reset, which people would tell you was a conspiracy theory, but he actually called the book The Great Reset, where he uses some of this language. He talks about this sort of stakeholder capitalism concept, which really is this theory that the free markets have been doing it wrongly for a long time, and that there are social issues that are so important, like climate change or COVID or whatever it may be, that we have to actually have governments intervening in the markets in order to fix these social problems. So, a lot of this stuff to me sounds very, very Marxist in its wording. Even the phrase, the classic one, which came from the video, which I think has been taken down now by the World Economic Forum, you will own nothing and you will be happy. It's got all the hallmarks of these old phrases of, I think they were, work makes you free and ignorance is strength and these sorts of things. So, look, I think there's an important point here to be made. If this is branching out across the world, then I think we need to know how far and wide this organisation's got into Australia and its institutions.
But Senator, we know there are some Australian politicians who are alumni, current or previous, of the World Economic Forum Young Leaders Program and others. Greg Hunt, for example, boasts about his involvement with it on his CV. It's available online. Sarah Hanson-Young, Andrew Bragg from the Liberals. There's a couple of Labor people there. Jacinta Ardern, just across the ditch. It's not like we're untouched by this, yet you make the point, okay, networking is all positive, but it's not positive if you're coerced or encouraged to go down a particular line which is against the national interest. And I see that's what a lot of the World Economic Forum is doing. It's stamping on capitalism as we know it and trying to reinvent socialism under some new guise.
Yeah, sure, and we should, of course, say that we're not suggesting that in any of those cases, but certainly I think, and you would know this from your time in Parliament, that there is a pretty stringent list of register of interests that you're required to disclose, things like where you own land, where you hold your banking, and even sometimes in the case of your wife and children, even in some cases. None of that in itself is a problem, but simply the issue of transparency, I think, is the thing that people want to know. They want to know not just about this organisation, but are our politicians involved with other NGOs? Are they involved with the Gates Foundation? Are they involved? Have they received awards from them? Have they spoken to them? Have they sat on their boards? Have they held official positions? So I think these things are important because these organisations themselves now, putting aside the issue of the ideology, are extraordinarily powerful and extraordinarily well connected. The World Economic Forum has connections to BlackRock, it has connections to Time Warner, a massive number of corporates, all of which, by the way, could buy and sell us in the blink of an eye. So, look, I think this is just a matter of transparency, but we have a right to know who's dealing with whom.
That's a very good point. And you mentioned BlackRock. I heard the boss of BlackRock give a talk recently about how they consider themselves activists and want to drive companies to make change. And coincidentally, those changes are all along the ESG governance that are advocated by the World Economic Forum. It is a very, very deep pool of influence.